colleague of mine refers to what I bring to the table with regards to public speaking as the trifecta. Specifically, I have a background in sales where I outperform my peers regularly, won awards. More recently, I have entrepreneurial experience. I've developed 11 locations of my medical company between Chicago and Halifax. And most recently, I'm doing a PhD with a doctoral thesis on comparing the traits and attributes of the high-performing elite salespeople and successful entrepreneurs. It's fascinating. There's not too many people that bring that trifecta to the table when it comes to keynote speaking. There is no shortage of people that can stand in front of a crowd and wow them, energize them, wave their arms, jump up and down. I'm not that guy. If that's what you're looking for your company, I'm not that guy. I'm more realistic. There's a lot of hurdles facing sales teams right now, a lot of big hurdles. We're going to knock them down a little bit first, give them a taste of reality, and then bring them back up with some really useful tools for connecting with customers on a whole new level. One of the reasons that I'm still in school at the age of 48 doing a PhD is that I'm a firm believer that in life and in business you're either growing or you're going. I choose to be growing. And one of the things that I'm working very, very hard on a personal level is developing and enhancing my listening skills. If you do nothing else today, let's talk about joining me on that journey and what it means to you as a person, what it means to your customers, what it means to the other people you interact with, your family, your friends. Let's talk about that. You want an example? All right. I'm speaking to a group of 90 people, and I asked them, how many of you think that you're one of those people that actually delivers on what you say you're going to do? And you can imagine all 90 people put their hands up. The day before, I had a telephone conversation with the head buyer from their very company. And I said, how many people do you deal with on a monthly basis? How many sales reps call on you? He said, oh, maybe 100, 110. And I said to him, tell me, how many of those 110, when they say they're going to do something, you consider it money in the bank? You don't need to follow up. It's as good as done because that person said it would get done. You know what he said to me? He said, maybe 5. Yet this entire room of 90 people have their hand up. This is one of those hurdles that I'm talking about, and this is a big hurdle. We are not living in reality when it comes to what we're delivering for our customers. We think we do what we say we're going to do, and we don't. It gets done, or you're one of those people who you say it's going to get done, and then life happens. The kids got sick, this happened, that happened, and it doesn't get done. Why is it the 5% can get it done? They have kids, they have a life, they get it done. I always find it interesting to ask the question of any crowd, what do you think the primary reason is that your customers or potential customers don't buy from you? You can imagine what I get. The first thing out of anyone's mouth is, price, they have a lower price, quality issues, etc. I'll tell you what it is. It's fear. The reason people don't buy is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of change. We need to understand that change is very stressful. People love the status quo. The only way to get past fear with customers, I don't care if it's a customer or if it's your 8-year-old child at home, the only way to get past fear is to create trust. Okay, you're 12 years old. It's recess, and that kid who's a really good athlete who you look up to, he forgot his glove. And you decide, I'll get it for you, Billy, so you run in and you grab his glove. Let's think about that for a second from a customer's perspective. Did you just build a relationship with Billy? Did you just build trust with Billy? Or did things become a little more distant? What you took on was a subservient role, and that is not the way to build trust. Let's talk about that. Here's how you go about it. Throw your bone? Okay, I'll give you another example. 1,500 MBA students were interviewed. They were asked what was the single most important skill set that they required once they got into the working world. You know what they said? Communication skills, listening skills. Guess how many of those institutions, for those 1,500 MBA students, guess how many of those institutions actually taught communication and listening skills? 6%. So what does that mean? That means to be effective in business, we've got to learn those skills on the street. Do you know that 75% of all business startups in North America fail? Do you think it has maybe something to do with the fact that the most important skill set we need in the real business world isn't taught at school? You bet. Let me put it this way. Hopefully you have someone in your life that when you're with them, they make you better, they make you stronger, they make you more confident. Picture somebody that interacts with you in such a way that their body language and their focus just relaxes you, makes you content, makes your verbs and nouns come out more smoothly. They don't rush you, they don't interrupt. Imagine if we can teach our salespeople how to be that person for their customers. Imagine the trust we could build. Imagine the relationships we could build.